The Carathian hunting lodge buzzed with triumphant roars as the galaxy's most feared predators displayed their latest acquisitions. Massive crystalline cases lined the obsidian walls, each containing the preserved remains of sentient species from across known space. The centerpiece belonged to Vextar the Merciless, a pristine Altarian skull, its bioluminescent neural pathways still faintly glowing in death. 17 sentient species, Vextar boasted, his forearms gesturing proudly at his collection. The Altarians were particularly challenging. Their psychic screams nearly shattered my eardrums before I silenced them permanently. The assembled hunters clicked their mandibles in appreciation. Each member of the Carathian Apex Guild had earned their place through systematic extermination of intelligent life. They were the universe's apex predators, feared across 1,000 star systems. Zulthak, whose collection specialized in aquatic sentience, raised his goblet of fermented Terran blood. "To the hunt," he declared. "May our trophies multiply and our enemies perish in exquisite agony." The toast was interrupted by a soft chime. The lodge's security system announced an incoming vessel, unregistered, species unknown. The hunters exchanged curious glances. Few beings in the galaxy possessed either the courage or stupidity to approach their hidden sanctuary. Through the transparisteel viewing port, they watched a modest ship descend toward their landing platform. It bore no insignia, no threatening weaponry, just utilitarian gray plating that suggested either poverty or deliberate anonymity. "Another trophy volunteers itself," Vextar mused, already reaching for his plasma rifle. The airlock cycled and their visitor emerged. The creature stood bipedal, roughly humanoid in proportion, with pale flesh and peculiar tufts of brown fiber atop its skull. Its clothing was simple, dark fabric covering most of its body with no visible armor or weapons. "Greetings," the being said in accented galactic standard. "I am Dr. Elena Vasquez, xenoanthropologist from the Terran Federation. I've come to propose a trade." The hunters erupted in laughter. Carathian stood nearly 3 meters tall, their exoskeletons capable of deflecting most small arms fire. This tiny, soft-bodied creature barely reached Vextar's chest plate. "You wish to trade with us, little morsel?" Vextar's voice dripped with amusement. "What could you possibly offer that would interest the Apex Guild?" Dr. Vasquez remained perfectly calm, her small dark eyes scanning the trophy room with what appeared to be professional interest. "Information," she replied, "about the hunting grounds you haven't discovered yet." "We've hunted every intelligent species in this galaxy," Zulthak scoffed. "There are no more challenges left." "Ah, but you're wrong." The human produced a small data pad. "There are thousands of inhabited worlds beyond the galactic rim, species you've never encountered, with unique defensive capabilities that would make fascinating additions to your collections." Vextar leaned forward, intrigued despite himself. The hunt had grown stale lately. Most species now fled at the mere mention of Carathians. "Show us." Dr. Vasquez activated the device, projecting holographic images of strange alien worlds. The crystalline hives of Proxima 7, the phase shifters of the Void Nebula, the psionic collective of Tau Epsilon. Each image showed creatures unlike anything in their current collection. "In exchange for these coordinates," she continued, "I ask only for permission to document your collection for the Terran Museum of Xenobiology. Think of it, your legendary hunts preserved and studied for all time, academic immortality." The proposal sparked immediate debate among the hunters. Some viewed it as an insult to their privacy, while others were intrigued by the prospect of galactic recognition for their achievements. "Very well," Vextar decided. "You may document our trophies, but first you will join us for tonight's hunt. Consider it a cultural exchange." Dr. Vasquez nodded solemnly. "I understand you're testing me. I accept." That evening, the hunting party descended upon a nearby colony of Zephyrians, peaceful beings whose translucent wings made them prized trophies. The humans watched impassively as the Carathians systematically slaughtered the helpless civilians, their advanced weapons turning the colony into a charnel house. "Your people have no stomach for necessary violence," Vextar observed, noting the humans' apparent discomfort. "We prefer efficiency," Dr. Vasquez replied quietly. Over the following days, she meticulously cataloged each trophy, recording detailed measurements and biological analyses. Her work was thorough, professional, and seemingly endless. She documented everything, Not just the preserved specimens, but the hunters themselves, their methods, their technology, their base of operations. On the seventh day, as Dr. Vasquez prepared to depart with her promised star charts, Vextar made his fatal mistake. Perhaps, he suggested with predatory glee, we should add a human specimen to our collection. For completeness. The small being turned to face him, and for the first time, Vextar saw something in those dark eyes that made his blood freeze. It wasn't fear, it was calculation. I was hoping you'd say that, Dr. Vasquez said softly. The lodge's lights died simultaneously. Emergency illumination cast everything in hellish red as blast doors sealed automatically. In the crimson darkness, the hunters heard a sound they'd never encountered before, the whisper of monofilament wire cutting through exoskeleton. Zoltak's scream cut short with a wet gurgle. Vextar fired blindly into the shadows, his plasma bolts illuminating brief glimpses of a small figure moving with impossible grace. Something razor-sharp parted the tendons in his weapon arm. One by one, the galaxy's apex predators discovered they had become prey. When the lights returned, Dr. Vasquez stood alone among 17 headless corpses. She activated her communicator with hands that weren't even trembling. Museum collection team, this is Vasquez. Package is ready for pickup. 17 specimens, perfectly preserved. The new xenobiology wing is going to be spectacular. As she waited for extraction, she walked among her new acquisitions, professionally cataloging each head. The Carathian Museum of Sentient Trophies would become humanity's museum of extinct predator species. After all, humans had been apex predators long before they reached the stars. They'd simply learned to hunt with patience, intelligence, and overwhelming preparation. The galaxy's most feared hunters had made one critical error. They'd mistaken humanity's mercy for weakness. Now their heads would serve as a permanent reminder that in the cosmic food chain, humans didn't just participate. They curated it,